This podcast covers sensitive topics that may be difficult for some listeners. Please take care while listening. Last week on Girl Undrunk.
Cheers, babe.
Ooh, cheers. Curious Elixirs, use our code UNDRUNK for $10 off on orders over $50. How did it get you? Why did it get you?
I think it was pretty instant for me. This first time I drank, I got blackout, and I chased that blackout ever since. And then in grade 8, I was told that we're going to move to Sarnia. At this point, I was like, I do never want to do drugs. Like when Dare came to the school in like grade 7, I was like, okay, I will never do drugs, and wanting to fit in, wanting to be cool. But then it just like, it took me, like alcohol took me, and it didn't let me go. One day I woke up and I just like couldn't stop it. A lot of it is retaliation, I think.
Totally. You were like, that looks fucking fun.
Maybe it just like wasn't talked about enough.
I'm wondering if it was
my parents weren't like saying that was wrong growing up. When it was presented to me, I was like, oh, that looks so much fun and cool.
Okay.
I associated that as being fun and cool. When we would go on trips in high school, I would always sneak into the boys' rooms to do drugs and alcohol with them. Like nothing could get in my way. My friend gave me an ultimatum, basically like, you can either go to therapy and figure out your drinking, or we can't be friends. So I did therapy for a bit, but obviously I was lying to them about how bad my drinking was. I couldn't only have 4 drinks a night. Sure, I would have 4 drinks a night one night. The next night I'd have 17.
So you're first year university, you're going to class drunk, you're doing everything. You have your friends, you're working at the restaurant. You get fired from.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I told them I was high. The manager came over to me and he was like, you look a little bit tired today. And I was like, yeah, I smoked some weed before and took a nap. Like, I'm feeling okay.
Yeah.
But I only told him that because me and him did cocaine 2 weeks ago at a party together. So, like, we're chill.
Yeah.
Or so I thought.
Yeah.
And then he ratted me out and told, like, the upper management that I said that.
When did you do cocaine for the first time?
In high school.
Oh, in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that wasn't scary.
No.
Even after Dare.
No.
All right.
I know, it's just crazy how it, like, switched so instantly for me.
Some people are very fear averse. A lot of addicts are fear averse.
Yeah.
Your life is very fear averse after you move to Sarnia.
Yeah. And then, like, yeah, like, it, even me standing on the edge of my balcony, like, not fear, I wasn't scared of that at all.
Yeah. We're going to get to that. Where are we in the timeline? We're fired from.
We get another job.
We get another job. We're still in school.
Yeah, we're
How's
still in school.
Going?
I mean, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
are you going to class?
I'm going to class.
Yeah, but we're
most classes I'm going to. Like, I didn't go to every single class, but like, yeah, I was going to the campus bar between classes.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't fully committing myself to.
Well, because alcohol is the most important thing.
Exactly.
Did you find drinking friends?
Yeah, like I found my friends in university and they drank with me.
As much?
Not as much. And I think that they liked me because I drank way more than them. So it showed them that they weren't like a problem that bad.
Nice
and now that I stopped, everyone's now looking at their drinking.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Isn't that so weird? Like the conversations after sobriety, it's like, well, maybe I should. And it's like, yeah, I know, because I like pseudo shamed you by accident by going to rehab. It's like.
Yeah, I think, like in university is when I knew that I didn't drink normally, and I knew that I should probably get help.
Okay.
And I feel like I tried, but I knew I wasn't committing myself fully because I didn't want to actually stop.
You know you have a problem. Like, you know,
I knew
you
I
can't
had a
stop.
problem, and like I didn't want to stop it. I just wanted to like make people not mad at me so I could keep drinking.
Yeah.
And it was just like a cycle.
It's a lot of work.
And then COVID happens. And I think I had like one more semester of university left.
Okay.
When COVID happens, I knew I should go to Sarnia because I would drink myself to death by myself in Toronto because my friends were not going to see me because they were taking it very seriously and they lived with their families.
You
so
didn't
like,
care?
No, I wanted to still hang out with them, but they're like, I'm not, my friends were like, I'm not seeing anybody.
Yeah.
Like, we're taking this seriously. I'm not going to see you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, shit, I can't stay in Toronto by myself in my condo because I'm going to drink myself to death or I'm going to jump off my balcony.
Were you already doing the balcony stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the balcony stuff.
Yeah, the balcony stuff was like, I ended up going to hospitals I don't think I went to a hospital in high school. I think the hospital things started in university.
Yeah. Because you were running away from your friends.
I was running away from my friends. I was like just like falling in the street, like almost getting run over, threatening to kill myself in front of people.
Yeah.
Standing on my balcony.
On the railing of your balcony.
On the railing
But
of
that
my
was in a
balcony.
blackout, right? Those are in blackouts when that's happening?
Yes and no. Like, I'm pretty sure I came to one time and I was like standing on the edge and I was like, oh, and then I stepped off.
Didn't someone see you up there once?
Well, yeah, my friend was over once and that's when she called the cops one time.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Because you were standing on the railing of your balcony on the 45th floor.
And then I told the cops, like, I didn't invite her over. I don't know why she's here. Like, I was a total psycho person.
They're like, that's the problem,
Yeah.
you drunk
like,
idiot.
I never invited her over. Why is she even here?
Were you having suicidal ideation in a real way? Like, were you like, I want to die? Or just when you were drinking?
Well, I think, like, I wanted to die, so I knew I was like, okay, I'm going to die from drinking myself to death. Like, I'm not going to actively, like, cut myself or kill myself, but I know that drinking is going to kill me, so, like, let's just fucking go.
Because there is a switch for you, right? Like, high school is fun. You're thrilled to be drinking, having sex, doing drugs with your friends. And then it turns to, this is going to kill me. Mm-hmm. So something happens between leaving high school and getting to university where it's just, now it's taken a different route and it's like depression.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
It's just like, it's been going on now for 4+ years of me doing this.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's also changing your brain chemistry too.
Yeah.
It's just like, now you're mush.
Yeah.
You know? Mind you, alcohol is a depressant. So even if you don't have depression, it's depressing you.
Yeah.
Like, you are getting depressed from it. Makes sense.
I didn't like the things that I was doing when I was drunk either. Like, I would wake up like so terrified of what I did, not knowing what I did, not knowing what I said. Like, I didn't like that, but like, did I keep drinking? Of course.
Yeah, well, you have to.
I have to. Yeah, it just became like a cycle, and I didn't want to die, but I didn't want to live with the feelings I was having.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I need to drink. Like, there was no other escape.
I think that's like a really, really important point
Yeah.
to make, that all these things are going wrong. People are telling you to stop. You know you should stop. But like, how am I supposed to stop now? How am I supposed to be sober and then have to deal with all of the collateral that I did?
Yeah.
The things I did. Now I'm going to think about what I did, the text messages I sent, the fights, the sex, the whatever. How am I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to get sober and think about all that?
Yeah, I couldn't.
It's very hard to do.
And then when COVID happened, I think it just like made it 10 times worse because there was nothing going on. The world was shut down. And I got this other boyfriend in Sarnia.
On Hinge or how?
He was like, I knew him from high school.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So he made it like, he was a full-blown addict, alcoholic as well. So all my boyfriends were addicts and alcoholics, but he was probably like the worst one. And he made it like fully acceptable for me to like drink all day, every day. You know, like I don't think I had to live for anything else. And I just like fully took this on like as like, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. Let's go. Like, I think before I was like, I don't know, like I drink too much a lot of the time, but I don't know if I'm an alcoholic. I think this is where I lead into like, yeah, I'm an alcoholic and like this is just what I am now and I can't change.
Wow. Like fully accepting it.
Yeah.
And did that scare you, or were you happy to have a label?
I think I was happy to have a label, and I was happy to have someone that like was an addict as well. My COVID boyfriend really made it acceptable for me to like really live in my true like addiction alcoholic self. He also like he was way more into coke than I was. Like,
okay,
he sought that out like almost every day, and I wasn't the one being like, we need to get coke, but he was like, we need to get coke, and I was like, okay, we'll get coke.
Yeah.
Like, I could never say no to that.
Did you get addicted to coke?
I don't think so, because again, like, I never like sought it out. I was never like, okay, let's get coke.
Yeah.
He was always the one saying it, and I was always the one like just doing it.
Yeah. I think sometimes people think like, oh, you're just addicted to all of it, or like if you're doing coke, you're addicted to it.
Yeah.
Which I think is true for a lot of people. I also think that in this case, your alcohol addiction overrode any other addiction that was coming at you because it was so strong.
I mean, like, we'll talk about like different things I was addicted to too, because I think in high school, my main addiction was probably smoking weed, to be honest. And then like going into university, I think like weed was on level with alcohol. And then my first boyfriend in Toronto, he told me like we should quit smoking weed, and I was like, that's fine, I can quit smoking weed because I have alcohol.
No problem.
And I actually like really love drinking. Let's hone in on that maybe. I quit smoking weed, fine, and just like really honed in on the drinking of it all. I don't know, I said that I was more into smoking weed in high school. Maybe that wasn't true. It was probably both, like high school and in university. I liked them both equally. And then I just knew when my boyfriend was like, we need to quit smoking weed, that I could drop weed and just like really focus on drinking. Yeah. And that's exactly what I did. And I think that's like another turning point where my drinking got really bad.
Yeah, you made a choice.
Yeah.
Because in high school, I feel like, it's like, it's convoluted because you're doing all these things. You're like, what am I more addicted to? And it's like, in high school, it's probably to like, what's available to you, what's accessible. Yeah.
I think
precarious,
so too.
You're so young. Did we have, at that time, did we have like weed shops?
No, we didn't. Like in university first year, I was going to like this illegal smoke shop where like I really liked the people working there. Like I made friends with them, whatever. There was one summer when I was in university where I was friends with this one girl, and she was definitely addicted to coke. Okay. And me and her probably bought it every other day together for like the whole summer. So like that summer I was doing a lot of cocaine.
Did you like her, or did you just like doing coke, or what?
I like she was really cool.
Yeah, okay.
I liked hanging out with her because she was cool, probably. Yeah. And she knew what parties to go to, and like she got into everywhere. She was like in the scene of it all. Cool. So like it felt like cool hanging out with her, and if she wanted to do blow, like I was gonna do blow too, obviously. Yeah. So like coke was always there. It's just like it wasn't something that I was ever like, I need to do this every single day. Yeah. The people that I was surrounding myself were more like, we need to do this every day. And I was like, for sure, let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. Comfy. You don't have to be the one to initiate it. Everyone around you is doing it.
Yeah. And when COVID was going on, like I definitely got a little bit psychotic in that relationship because like, of course I was. I was fucked up every single day.
Were you living with him, or were you with your parents?
I was with my parents, but I was spending a lot of time with him and his family. Okay. And I like ruined a bunch of family events because I was too fucked up. I ruined a wedding. Like,
how?
I got drunk in a field. Like I was just like being obnoxious. Like I couldn't really hide it.
You were out of control.
I was in COVID. I was out of control drinking. Yeah. Like a lot of the time. Like I would say in university, I probably got like out of control drinking maybe like once every couple weeks, and like my friends would be like, yo, you gotta fucking slow down. In COVID, I think it was like every other day I would be like getting out of control, like still ending up at the hospital in Sarnia, still like threatening to kill myself, especially towards my boyfriend when he like wasn't doing something I I wanted him to do, you know, like just using that against him.
I still have that.
Yeah.
When we had like a conversation that the person that I'm seeing right now, we're both very stressed out about life and our own thing. And we like had a conversation that was just like hard to have. And I felt myself so bad wanting to be like, honestly, I'll just fucking kill myself then. Like, A, I don't feel that. And B, it's just such a tactic because then you can't say anything to me after I say I'm going to kill myself. You're like, well, conversation over.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I still kind of have that automatic feeling.
Yeah, I definitely use that a lot. And, like, whether I believed it or not, like, it's fucked up.
It's so fucked up.
It's so fucked up.
But it's what happened. I mean.
Yeah. I think in COVID, like, I wasn't trying to get help anymore. Like, that trying period of, like, going to therapy and all that stuff was in university. In COVID, it was just, like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. I'm probably going to die soon. Like, I've accepted it. When my boyfriend and COVID broke up with me, I was, like, even worse in my addiction. And, like...
Why'd he break up with you?
Because he couldn't fucking handle me. I was literally a crazy person.
But he was a drunk too.
Yeah, but like
You were better.
He could handle it maybe more than I could. When it was crazy, he could control it a little bit more. And I could not. Like, I was so far beyond gone. Like, I was showing up to boyfriends' houses in university too, but I was showing up at his house uninvited, like, stalking him, like, very, like, crazy abusive things,
very dysregulated, not in your head.
And I was, like, driving at this point, like, drunk all the time.
Did that scare you? Did you ever have a thought? No,
babe, when I was in high school, nothing scared me. So of course now that I'm drinking and driving, it's not going to scare me.
But I'm trying to see, because like the law is now involved. Like when you're a kid, it's like your parents.
I got arrested in high school. Okay. I don't think I ever fucking cared. Okay. I didn't care about myself after. I don't even know if I cared about myself in Oakville because I didn't know myself. I was in grade 8, you know? Yeah. I never got to know myself. I never was familiar with myself. I never loved myself. I was just like, okay, fuck it. Let's go on this fucking roller coaster of a life.
Yeah. It's very interesting to me, the way that it makes sense. I'm like, yeah, that makes so much sense. You just kind of like fucked off, you know? If you and me were in a car together right now and we're sober and I'm driving, great driver, and we got pulled over, not my fault. Would you be scared if we got pulled over?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, I would cry.
Really?
Yes, I do not like authority. I do not like to be in trouble. I do not like to be yelled at. I don't trust that the consequence is going to match the act, and I just don't like it. Speed limit, girl.
I don't know. I just like... Well, now I wouldn't be scared because, like, I know that we're in the right and I know that, like, everything's going to work out. Mm-hmm. You know, I trust that.
Sure.
I didn't have the capacity to care or be fearful because I didn't care about myself.
I think that's the piece, right? Yeah. It's like when you are, like, already, like, I'm not in control of myself. I'm going to die. Yeah. Everybody around me thinks that I'm a fucking loser. That's way worse than what, getting arrested. Like that's, I'm gonna die, who cares, you know?
So I got a DUI. I don't even remember getting into my car. It's so fucked up. And I was going to this guy's house to fuck him, literally so fucked up. And I was like, I don't remember driving or going into the car, and someone called the cops, I guess, saying, like, there's someone fucking swerving all over the street, riding a curb. Like, you need to stop her. No, it was, like, in the early afternoon in Sarnia.
So this is what I'm talking about. We've gone from, like, making decisions, like, or doing things, but then to be so, like, blatantly obvious in the middle of the day, it's not even sneaky at this point. It's just, like, I don't give a fuck.
But I think that I would do these things a lot where I would be like, oh, I think I can control it. Nope, I can't, you know.
Oops.
Like, it's just like a continuous cycle where I'm like, oh, I think I'm hiding this. No, I'm not. I fucked up that time, or I fucked up again. They know that I'm that fucked. Like, everyone knew I was so fucked up.
Yeah.
From the moment I really started, it was always going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So after the DUI, I made a promise to my parents that I would stop drinking for 2 weeks. And I did. It was like really fucking awful. 2 weeks. Like the only way I made it that 2 weeks, because I fully knew I was just going to drink again after those 2 weeks were up. Like that day that it was like after the 2 weeks, I was like, okay, fuck yes, I get to drink. And like I got blackout.
Does it feel like a challenge when you're not allowed to drink, like a fun challenge? Because like I couldn't wait 2 weeks. There's no way I would have gotten alcohol for sure.
I was just like, I knew that they were going to kick me out on the street.
Okay.
You know, like it was, I didn't have anything.
Like they're mad.
Of course.
Yeah.
I could have killed myself or someone else. Like, it's so fucking unsafe and crazy of me. Yeah, they were like, you have to stop for 2 weeks. Or like, I knew they were going to kick me out.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to do that for 2 weeks. I could drink again. And then I did. And just continued to be crazy.
But no car now.
So
you're living,
walk everywhere.
Okay, I was gonna say you're living in Sarnia. Where are you?
Bike and like get men to pick me up from my house, and this is where like my dad like completely stops like talking to me as well. Like kind of shuts me out
after the DUI.
Yeah, when I started drinking again after the DUI, like that 2 weeks, he was like obviously still gonna help me, but after I started drinking again, he's like, okay, like there's nothing I can fucking do for you.
Okay. Shit. Was that kind of nice? Were you kind of like, great,
yeah,
off my back?
For sure. I was like, okay, no one fucking cares about me anymore. Fabulous. I don't care about myself either. Let's do this.
Yeah. Oh, Zoe.
And then I got like fired from my job there in Sarnia, and because I was drinking on the job, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I thought you were just gonna like skip over that you like you got fired. I'm like, why?
I got fired. I got fired from everything for being a drunk.
Yeah.
She called the cops on me because she thought that I was drugged because of how insane I was acting. Mm-hmm. She thought it was an alcohol. She thought I must have been drugged because I was just being so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's how insane I was. Like when I drank, I was a totally different person times 100. Like I was an insane devil person.
Do you think it's like a psychosis? Like
I was probably entering psychosis.
I'm gonna say like alcohol-induced psychosis. You're fucking your brain so much all the time that like that's not just a blackout. You're like acting crazy.
Yeah, I'm acting like a crazy psycho person. So,
well, even the thought process of like I'm going to work today, not just like a little bit of alcohol in my bottle. It's like I'm fucked up already.
Yeah, I just like. I don't think I could. I didn't want to be even there a little bit anymore.
No.
Yeah. After that, I think I was keeping on going for another couple months. Mm-hmm. After like a couple months without having a job, like nothing to do in Sarnia except for just drink myself to death, I was like, hey, it's 2022 now. Things are open. We got to get back to the city. Like, we got to move. Mm-hmm. I have nothing going on for me in Sarnia. Let's go back to my friends in Toronto.
Yeah.
And maybe, like, going back to the city will help me control my drinking because, like, I'll have things to do there. I'll have my friends. I don't have anything in Sarnia. So, like, let's go back to the city. I have my friends there. I won't be getting that fucked up there anymore.
Right.
And I move here and I, like, try to live here again. And I'm just ending up at the hospital again.
Did you believe you were going to be better and more chill?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I think I just, like, needed something to change. Yeah. I couldn't, like, I was literally dying in Sarnia. I wanted to go back to the city. Mm-hmm. That was always my plan. I was going to stay in Sarnia forever.
Yeah.
So I'm, like, back in the city and keep ending up at the hospital, show up to interviews drunk, can't do anything. Like, yeah. I remember I tried to go out to meet my friends, and I couldn't go into the subway because I was falling over. Like, I couldn't walk down the stairs. I was falling over, and I had to, like, I didn't even tell my friends I couldn't meet up with them. I just went home and kept drinking and didn't even tell them I wasn't going to meet up with them. Like, I was probably like you couldn't leave your house at a certain point. I couldn't do anything. Mm-mm. There was nothing I could do. And I think that's when I got, like, really fed up with it and was like, okay, I think the last thing I haven't tried yet is rehab. So I think that's where we got to go now.
The strongest of drugs.
Yeah.
When you're falling over like that, this is an interesting thing with addiction, because you start and you show up to things drunk, you do, or tipsy, and you're good. And like, then everyone starts drinking and you're like, okay, perfect. Now no one knows, like, no one, I can fit into this. But it does happen where you just start showing up to things way more drunk than you thought you were going to or wanted to be.
Yeah.
And then you're falling over and you're like,
because you just can't control it anymore. You can't control it.
And even I would go on dates and I would drink and I'd be like, okay, I'm only going to drink one glass. And I would drink an entire bottle of wine and I'd be in the Uber and being like, fuck,
I did it again.
Yeah. And drinking me is like, you can handle it. You're fine. Like, you're going to have time in the Uber to sober up. And I'm like, now I have to walk into this restaurant or bar and be like, hi, how are you? Like, so masking sobriety until, like, we get a drink. And then I'm like, bleh.
Yeah. It's like, it just takes over you and you can't control it. And that's what was happening to me.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, I'm drunk as fuck. I'm like, I think I call my mom and I'm like, hey, like, I can go to rehab. Let's do it. I agree. We should go.
When you're sober, you're lying in bed in the morning, you wake up and you're sober-ish. Are you having lucid moments where you're like, fuck, I need to go to rehab?
No, I don't know what switch happened to me when I was like moving back to Toronto, when I was like, okay, I need to go to rehab. I don't know what happened. Thank God. Like, a God moment happened and I like saw that I needed to go to rehab. Like,
okay, it wasn't fear-based. It wasn't like you were throwing up somewhere. It wasn't the hospital. There wasn't a thing. It was just like, okay, I'm done.
Well, it was probably just like, fuck, I thought I would move to the city and get a job and have my friends back and like be able to like drink like a normal person. Like, I thought like Sarnia was my problem. I thought I needed to come back to the city, but I couldn't do it. I was showing up places drunk. I couldn't get a job. I ended up at the hospital again. I couldn't even see my friends. I couldn't do anything. So I was like, hey, I tried therapy. I tried everything else. The only thing I haven't tried is rehab. Let's go. And I'm drunk as hell, calling my mom, being like, hey, I want to go to rehab now. Let's do it. Whatever. I'm ready. And then I think I like call a rehab, and that same day I show up there. I'm like, I'm coming. I'm on my way.
Yeah. They did not say, yeah, come on.
They were like, no, you have to go to the hospital and detox first, and then you can come.
Okay.
I didn't listen to them. I just went straight there.
Yeah.
And they refused to take me, obviously. I was like banging on the door.
Did you Uber there?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But then when I got there, I lost my phone somehow. I got there, lost my phone. I had to bang on someone's door by like the rehab, like there was like in a housing complex. I knocked on someone's door, hammered as hell, and I was like, you guys need to take me home or to a hospital. I don't know what to do. I don't remember if they drove me home or to a hospital. I think they drove me to a hospital.
Just a random person.
Yeah. Wow. Drove me to the hospital, and then I stayed there for a few hours until like I sobered up a bit, but then like they weren't coming to me, and I was just like, fucking shaking so hard that I couldn't wait there. I didn't have my phone. I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So I went back home, and then my parents are coming because they like are like, what the fuck is happening? And I think they got into contact with the rehab, and they told me that we can go again now that it's been like a day. And yeah, they just show up, and I quickly like put together a bag. I'm like shaking, throwing up, hungover as hell.
Okay.
I can't pack a proper bag. You know, I'm just throwing shit together, and I'm like, hey, I don't know if this is even gonna last. I don't know how long I'm gonna be there, but let's just fucking go. I don't need anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to rehab. What do I need? Nothing. You know?
Yeah.
And I think I just like truly went there because I didn't know what else to do. When I went there, I had no idea that I needed to be sober. Like, that wasn't even a concept that like really was one that I could handle until a week in there. I was like, okay, so sobriety, I can't drink like a normal person. And the only way I can live this life is if I don't drink ever again. I was like, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's a crazy concept to come to terms with.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't know that going in there, and I definitely only came to terms with that like a weekend.
You thought you were going to go to rehab and then be able to...
I didn't know anything.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not like judging how you felt, but it's like the thought, what it seems is like, oh, you're going here to just drink like a normal person or like get better or like fix something, but the drinking will still happen.
I just like, I didn't know what it was going to entail.
Yeah.
I think I was just going because I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And then I came to terms with the fact that I can never drink again. And that, like, I learned about what addiction is and what alcoholism is, and rehab was fun.
Yeah. What was your first day in rehab like?
I just, like, laid in bed.
Because you were hungover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I laid in bed. I watched TV. I slept.
Oh, yeah, you didn't have your phone.
I didn't have my phone.
Ooh.
No, I went into rehab with no phone. I still didn't know where my phone was. You got like 3 calls a day, I think.
Okay.
But I didn't use a call until like one weekend because I didn't want to fucking call anybody. Who am I going to call?
Yeah. That's like everyone at my rehab was like getting visitors and like going out for the day. And I'm like, I don't need that. Yeah. I actually don't need the outside world. Like, I need to be alone by myself. Like, why are you guys going home? It's so weird.
Yeah, I guess I was just, like, scared to, like, talk to anybody because I was, like, in disbelief that I even made it to rehab, I guess. I was like, oh, my God, like, this is a lot.
Were you ashamed?
I think I knew I was doing a good thing. It was just, like, crazy for me to be like, yeah, I'm in rehab, guys. You know?
Yeah, everyone's like, good.
Yeah, everyone, like, I knew it was a good thing that I was doing, but it was just, like, a lot. So I think I gave myself, like, a lot of time before I had any phone calls.
Mm-hmm. Did you make friends?
I made friends, yeah. Like, after that week, I definitely, like, loosened up a little bit more and made friends and started to, like, understand what it was all about.
Yeah.
Me and this girl had crushes on, like, these brothers that were in there. So
I love it that siblings went to rehab together.
Yeah.
So chaotic.
So crazy. So, yeah, I, like, liked this guy, and he seemed, like, cool. He's been around, so he...
What does that mean?
Like, he's been to rehab before.
Okay. A retread.
I, like... felt that I could, like, rely on him to, like, show me what to do, which was nice.
When you go to rehab, you feel, like, so vulnerable. You feel like a baby. You're wearing sweatpants all day. You feel like, you kind of feel like, here, take it. Now I'm just going to float around in here. And you really do find guidance from people. Like, you trauma bond with a lot of people.
Yeah, it was really nice. Like, I definitely opened up to my counselor and, like, just, like, I think just, like, let everything, like, go, I think, and just, like, I think she really allowed me to just focus on myself and not, like, I also learned, like, a little bit of boundaries with that one friend in rehab. Like, I had to tell her, because she was getting jealous. I was talking to this one guy, and I'm like, I'm not talking to him like that. Like, I had to kind of understand boundaries a little bit in rehab. I just, like, got a little bit familiar with doing life without alcohol in a controlled space.
Yeah.
Which was really nice.
Yeah. Was there a moment, because what I know about you and from, like, your childhood is that, like, you're really good at making friends, but then you go to high school and now you're drinking. So all friends or whatever social thing you're in, it's all drinking and drugs. Mm-hmm. When you go to rehab, are you like, how am I going to do this?
I mean, I think I was just, like, so nervous what the people were going to be like in there, I think.
Yeah.
Like, when I showed up to rehab, I heard someone screaming and, like, in rehab. And I was like, oh, no, like, what rehab am I in? It also, like, I didn't pick, like, a pretty rehab like yours. I picked, like, a crappy one in Etobicoke that was, like, hard hitting.
And yet same price.
And yet, same price. I mean, because yours wasn't actually legit and mine was.
Yeah, well, is yours private?
Yeah, I think there is options to, like, have funding for it.
Because when there is, like, when the government is involved, there are, like, rules, regulations. You cannot have sex with clients there. Like,
yeah, mine wasn't like totally private.
Yeah.
You could either pay or like get like wait for funding to go there.
Did you have a doctor there?
Yeah.
You had a doctor, a real life doctor.
A real life doctor.
The whole time?
Yes.
They were walking around or chilling?
Maybe not the whole time, but I remember seeing a doctor there.
Okay. Were there nurses or anything there, like on staff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's how it should be.
Like I remember like there was a guy that was severely detoxing, and like the ambulance had to come and take him because like it was too much.
How was your detox?
I just like slept forever.
Okay. Yeah.
And
did
like,
they give you meds?
Sweat a lot. They would always come in and ask me if I wanted medication, and I said no every time because I was just like, I don't.
You're like, no, I'm sober.
I know I'm sober now, guys. Haven't you heard?
Yeah. I actually don't believe in Advil. It's not good for my body.
I don't think I took anything. I think I just like I remember sweating a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I remember having nightmares like I think I had dreams about murdering people for a week every day.
Murdering people? Who were you murdering?
My family, my friends, like everyone in rehab. Like it was nightmares. It was horrifying.
Yeah.
And everyone in rehab said it was like normal. But yeah, they happened. That continued for maybe like a week or two.
It's normal.
Yeah.
It's horrifying and normal. You were there for a month?
I was there for 30 days, yeah.
And on your 30th day, how did you feel?
I felt excited to like get a phone and text my rehab boyfriend that was out before me.
Yeah. Were you ready to leave?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Because like he was out. So I was like, hey, I need to like get out too.
If he wasn't in the picture, would you have been ready to leave? Do you think you would be ready to leave, or would you be freaked out?
But I think I would just like, I was relying on someone else. I wasn't relying on myself. If it wasn't for him, I would rely on a friend. You know, if I didn't have a partner, I would rely on a friend.
Yeah.
I couldn't rely on myself yet, which means I wasn't actually doing any of like the real work that I was going to have to do later.
Mind you, it's so scary, Zoe, to like, you go to I mean, for me, I was terrified, but I'm also terrified of everything. But you're in like, you're great. Like you're in rehab. You're in your little ecosystem. There is no alcohol or drugs. You can't get it. Mm-hmm. So there's no way of you even being sneaky. So the sneaky addiction isn't there. I think to go to rehab and be like so secure for 30 days and like you're good to go, and then to leave and you're like, I have to go back into the big open world where there's drugs and alcohol flying around me everywhere. Like I only trust myself because I'm here and like I don't have it. So getting back out into the real world, what was that like for you?
I think I just was like, hey, my parents picked me up. We went and got a phone for me. That was the first thing. And then we went to the sushi restaurant and ate, and they didn't drink. The one and only time they didn't drink.
Were they excited to see you?
They didn't know what to say, obviously. Yeah. I didn't know what to tell them either. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm not drinking ever again, guys. Like, let's do it. Let's go.
Wow.
I remember my counselor in rehab was like, so your dad's very concerned that you don't understand that you can't drink again.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, well, obviously I get that.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, like he wants you to know that you can never drink again. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in rehab.
He probably saw something in you though that was, or maybe you said something when you were drunk and going to rehab.
Yeah.
That was like conducive to like, I'm not gonna stop drinking.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna handle my drinking better. Maybe you said something like that because that's interesting because that is kind of what you thought.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Well, and then also like my dad like wrote me this letter being like, oh, I stopped talking to you because I just figured that you were gonna die one day and I needed to distance myself before I just found you dead.
Oh, that just like gave me shivers.
I know. And that like really, when my counselor gave me that letter in rehab, that like really made me sad, but also made me, it was nice to know that that's why he was doing that. You know, it made sense. I was like, yeah, of course he had to do that. Like he had to protect himself first.
Yeah, he was preparing to lose you.
Yeah. Anyways, going into the real world, I was just like, hey, I have my rehab boyfriend, I have my rehab friends, and I got this, and we got this, and everything's gonna be okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my rehab boyfriend showed me like meetings to go to.
Was he in the city?
He lived in Etobicoke.
Okay.
But he would come down Like, he would stay with me maybe 3-4 nights a week. I would stay with him.
That's nice. That's helpful.
But I was probably going to like 5 meetings a week at the beginning.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot, but it was something that I could do with him, you know? And it was like he like, everyone was just telling me that I needed to like go to meetings, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's what I was doing. And I got a job at that time, so I had to stop going to as many meetings. He got me his sponsor. He asked his sponsor who, like, if he knows anybody to sponsor me, and then he gave him a recommendation, and I texted her, and I met up with my sponsor, and...
Oh, that's your sponsor? He found you this sponsor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, cute. That's really helpful and nice.
Yeah.
He was, like, really motivated for a sec there.
He was.
Yeah.
He knew what he had to do to be sober. And he taught me everything.
Yeah.
And he laid it all out for me, and he was like, here's your sponsor. Well, he didn't say, here's your sponsor. Like, I went and met her, and I was like, okay, I like you. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then when he, honestly, like, I feel like I was born again in rehab, you know? And I just met this guy, and I kind of didn't know if we were fully, like, going to do this thing together, you know?
Yeah.
Like, do I like you, or are we just, like, in rehab together?
Yeah.
You know? Like, I knew that in the back of my head.
Yeah.
I wasn't stupid. I wasn't naive about it. And I think that, honestly, he may have knew that as well. Yeah, like, he did end up relapsing, and I was so early in my sobriety. I think I was 3 months sober at that point, so I didn't stick around.
Did that at all make you want to drink? Or
no.
did that make you negotiate at all in your brain?
No.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, I can't be with him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, no. That's not happening. I'm not doing that.
I wonder too, because it's like your sober buddy, your trauma bond. If they relapse, are you like,
no? Because my friend relapsed first, and I was like, hey, I'm not, like, I don't know. I didn't want to relapse.
No.
Like, I had made it this far, guys. I wasn't gonna relapse.
That's so good. Were you nervous you were going to? Like, when you were leaving rehab, were you like, oh, I'm going to be sober? Or were you like, I don't know?
I mean, I didn't know how I was going to stay sober.
Yeah.
I was, like, hoping that I was going to. I didn't know how. And then when I was relying on my rehab boyfriend for everything for 3 months after I got out of rehab.
Yeah.
When he relapsed, I really had to lean on my sponsor and do the work. And that's when I really, like, started applying myself and working the steps and getting everything done. And that's when I really started to, like, feel confident. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, like, I don't have to rely on anybody else. Like, I'm good. I got this thing. And it was, like, nice to, like, have a routine of sobriety, really. I'd, like, go to her house I don't even know what day I would go. Maybe on Mondays. I would go to her house once a week, and then I would go to my meeting every Wednesday. And it was just, like, a nice little routine I was having in my sobriety.
Yeah.
I was making, like, friends at the meetings, but a lot of them were, like, guys, which is interesting because I probably was still, like, wanted, like, the male attention.
Totally.
Because I was still early in sobriety. When you're early in sobriety, you're literally so fucking vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You've kind of, like, fixed everything a little bit.
A little bit.
Or, like, you've touched on everything a little bit, and you're like, I'm good to go. And then you're like, I need him to love me.
Yeah.
And I just saw him bash his face into a wall. Why do I need him to love me? But
Yeah. So I thought, like, everything was perfect. I was doing my amends. I was, like, completing the steps. I was good. This is maybe, like, a year after being sober. I got my year. I'm feeling good. And now I don't think I need the meetings anymore because I have a year under my belt. And I stopped going to meetings. I blame it on, like, I'm too busy. This guy I was seeing, he was coming over every Wednesday nights now and making me dinner.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I can't go to my meeting because he's making me dinner every Wednesday. I just, like, stopped.
Isn't that interesting? You like prioritize a guy over the work.
Well, I was like, I did the work. I'm a year sober now. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
So stupid. And maybe I didn't believe I didn't need it anymore. I just like felt like maybe I needed a break, but I was just like, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And so I didn't go to a meeting for maybe 5 months. At that like 5-month mark, I was being very addict-y.
Okay.
I was being very like selfish. Everything needed to go my way. I needed to be in control of everything. And just like being like very moody and like up and down.
Yeah.
And then I was in Sarnia with my friends, and I got into a fight with my friend's boyfriend. And I never like have fights with anybody, you know. I try to like keep it very peaceful in my life now. And that like just really triggered me a lot because it happened in Sarnia too, at the beach I used to get fucked up at.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And he was screaming at me, and I felt so tiny. And I had to take a step back from that situation. I was like, I'm going upstairs and I need to get a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And
Stat.
So I leave him on the beach. He's fucking yelling at me for no reason. And then I go home and I open my parents' liquor cabinet, and like I've opened that so many times before, right? So I'm like,
muscle memory.
I don't even think that I went there knowing that I was going to open it. I just did it. And I really did contemplate it for a little bit. And then I went and I reached for the Diet Coke instead. And I think when I reached for that, I knew in that moment, like, I need to fucking go to a meeting as soon as I get back to the city. So I went back down there. I calmed his ass down. And that trip was ruined because of what happened with him. And I just, like, really was anxious to get back to the city to go back to my meetings. And that happened last summer. So I think it's almost been a year since that happened. And ever since then, I've been going to my meetings every single Wednesday. If I don't go on a Wednesday, go on a Saturday. Last week I went to Wednesday and Saturday. I think now I really realize that it has to be something I do in my life forever, and it's not just like a phase. Like it can't just fix me and then I leave it. It's a continual thing for me, and I do really like it. Now I'm in the meetings and I have female friendships, and like those are so special. Like I didn't gravitate to the men this time around. I really gravitated to the women, and I feel very safe, and I feel like I have a purpose when I'm in there too, because like I want to help everybody and be helpful for new people coming in. And I think now I am so good in my sobriety, and like even like way every day I just like I feel better, because when things happen to me, I know what to do. I know I have to like call my sponsor and like do another step 4, or like just get it out and not ruminate on it, because when I ruminate I will get triggered and potentially relapse again, you know? So I think just having all those tools, and the fact that that did happen to me last summer, made it so clear to me that if I stop going to the meetings, I will become a crazy person again, and that will lead me to drink. And I'm just really happy that I didn't drink last summer, because that would have been a fucking shit show. And yeah, I'm just like really fucking happy where I'm at, and I'm so happy for the people that I have in the program, and like just like having that to lean on. And I think like that is why I'm sober today, for sure.
It's so good, Zoe. I'm so proud of you. It's so nice, like, when we met with our friend the other day, and she's your friend, but she's like now my friend too. And we just like met, and it was like we were all just jumping and so excited to see each other. And I'm like, this is so cute. We're all just like dumb and sober and like thrilled to be together.
I couldn't have it any other way. Like there's so many blessings that come with being sober. It's like insane. I would have never thought that life could be this good sober. The switch is fucking insane.
Is there anything now that you wish you didn't have to be sober for? Like, is there any like regret or resentment, or like damn, I wish I could drink at that thing, but I can't because I'm not normal.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think like now I just get worried about, I don't know. I get worried when things like trigger me. I'm like, fuck, I need to cut that in the butt.
You gotta cut it in the butt. First year to rehab, getting sober, you're good to go. And you've said this too. It's like the first year, I find the lead up to year one scared the shit out of me. I was like really excited to get it.
Yeah.
And then when I hit year one, I was like, I woke up the next day.
What now?
Yeah. I was like, now what? I just did all of that and I'm at a year. Do I keep going? Do I stay? Is this the thing? It feels really strange. You're like leading up to a thing and nothing really happens except you're sober and you're like, I guess I keep going. And then I think real life starts. Like after you hit your year, then you're like, now I'm really in the world. Yeah. I've got a year under my belt. Now I have to navigate relationships and get triggered and probably fucking start dating again. And like, you know?
I know, like, this whole thing with dating is even, like, a testament to, like, my sobriety, too. It's, like, what can I handle? Like, me caring for someone else is a really big thing for me because I haven't cared about someone else in my whole life. I didn't love my boyfriends. I loved that they drank with me. I didn't care about them. Yeah. Let's be real. I didn't.
Yeah.
So now I'm finally caring about someone that's not my friend. Like I always cared about my friends, I think, truly.
Yeah.
Like my friends stuck by me because they knew I was a good person.
Yeah.
In the bottom of my heart behind that demon who was an alcoholic. But like I've never cared for a man this way.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for me for some reason. But I really do like him, and it's really like just it's another learning lesson for me. This chapter of my life is like, okay, how am I gonna navigate this?
Yeah. Does it feel scary to you to be vulnerable with him or to really care? Like, what is the?
I think it is definitely. It makes me scared that like he's gonna leave me or. If I, like, put too much into it, like, what's in it for me, you know?
Well, that's the thing with alcohol, right? It's like I'm controlling my alcohol. It's never going to leave me. Yeah. It doesn't leave me until I say it leaves me. And, like, if you try to take it from me, I will cut you out. I've told my mom that so many times where she's asked, like, are you upset or disappointed that I didn't force you into rehab or something like that? I'm like, girl, I would have cut you out so fast.
And I think my parents knew that. Like, they always brought up, like, taking me to rehab, like, went in university. And they knew that they couldn't do anything because if they, like, threatened to do that, I would scream in their face and, like, I, like, held a knife to my arm in front of them, you know? Like, I was a crazy person and they were scared of me. I think my parents are still scared of me because they know I can switch at any fucking second.
Yeah. It's trauma for them, too, you know?
Oh, I put them through so much shit, bro. Like, even just, like, having a knife up to me and standing in front of my parents is just, like, so I can't imagine. And I would, like, scream at them and blame them for everything.
Yeah. Well, you have to.
I didn't know. I couldn't blame it on myself. I don't know. I think, like, at the end of the day, like, if you're an alcoholic, if you're going down that path, you're going to hurt people. And now I'm, like, I made my amends to them, obviously, but now it's, like, showing them that I'm not just going to relapse when something hurts my feelings. Yeah. You know? Like, we would get hurt. We wouldn't like a situation and we would go drink about it. And then the cycle would continue. It's just showing them that, like, we're not going to do that anymore. Yeah. So that they can kind of trust us and believe us again. And believe that I'm not going to scream into their face.
Yeah, it is very scary to, like, have a kid that's going through it because, the screaming in the face. Like, and at some point, my parents just stopped saying anything to me about any issue I was having, eating, drinking, whatever, because it was like, she's going to fucking blow up. And so, like, do we want to scream at each other right now or do we want to just, like, I don't know, watch TV?
It's literally just, like, walking on eggshells with a person.
And
you know?
I will say this, that is a thing that, like, my parents have said to me. It's so hard to be around you. We have to walk on eggshells around you all the time. You just explode out of nowhere. Yeah. First of all, I'm like, where do you think I learned that? But second of all, like, Yeah, I was struggling. Like when you're an addict, I think for me especially, I mean, I just don't want to speak for everybody, but like it did feel like it was happening to me. Yeah.
I thought, yeah, I was the victim in all of this.
Yeah, which a little bit you are in a sense, because it's like you're an alcoholic. It's a disease of a sort.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen to everybody. Some people, Julia can sit here and drink a bottle of wine with me and have a bad night and watch TV. She's going to go home and then go to Pilates in the morning. Oh, I'll be drinking the rest of her alcohol in the morning. Like it does feel like, why me? I can't stop. Like, why do I have to wake up in the morning and need alcohol before I do anything at all? Like, fuck that. Why is that happening to me? So it does feel in those moments when you're fighting and they're like, stop drinking. You're like, fuck you. You made me. Like,
exactly. I didn't ask to be born.
And then it gets crazy and you're like, you too.
Yeah. No, like I was a little psychopath.
Yeah.
And it just like, but like truly, I really do think that the moment I started, like I was gonna be psychotic,
Yeah. That's a really interesting one. And I wonder how many people are like that.
Some of it's genetic. Some of it's just like it's genetic. And I felt like I didn't fit in growing up. Mm-hmm. And then I had to like go somewhere else where I didn't fit in. And it was just like something that helped me once.
Yeah. It grounded you.
It grounded me once. And then I just like fucking kept doing it. Yeah. And then I woke up one day and I couldn't stop it.
That's how it gets you. But it serves you for a while. You needed it. Like, needed whatever. But you did. Yeah. You needed what it was doing for you. You liked it. It was helping you stay grounded. It was helping you feel stable.
Yeah.
And then it turned on you.
Yeah. And it just like it was a quick turn.
Yeah.
Everything just happened so quick. I couldn't control it.
That feeling, do you get that feeling in your throat, that like pain when you like, there's no alcohol in the house and you're like, oh my God, it's almost midnight, I have to get something, and you're like, I don't have any, and it like hurts. I used to get these like, probably because that's where my anxiety is. I mean, like my throat would like get closed and I'm like,
your throat
get me my EpiPen. Like,
seriously.
Wow. No, it's such a good. How's your relationship with your parents now?
I mean, it's like better.
Yeah.
We don't talk about everything. I feel like they're still a little bit scared of me, but it's way better than like even a year ago.
And I'm not putting blame on you and your addiction, but do you feel like you've kind of put an imprint on your family a little bit where it's like going to be hard to push it back out? Like, do you think it ruined a relationship in some way?
I just think that like I didn't have much of a relationship with them in Oakville because we really didn't like spend a lot of family time together. I don't remember having a lot of family time. I was so busy with skating. My brother was in hockey. Mm-hmm. There was so much going on. My parents were working. I don't know. And then in Sarnia, I never had a relationship with them because I resented them. And now I'm like trying to like build a relationship with them finally. And it's like, it's hard because I have scarred them.
Sure.
And I don't know, it's like I don't know if I relate on much with them, to be honest. They live in Sarnia, I live in the city. They don't understand the city at all.
Yeah.
But like I still love them, and I talk about it with my sponsor a lot because I'm like, oh, like why is my relationship with my family like not so perfect and strong? And she's like, yeah, like mine's not either, babe. Like it's not. Just because you're sober doesn't mean it's like perfect. Mm-hmm. You have to work on the relationships, and it takes time. And if you do want to work on it, then you will work on it, but you can't like force it to be an amazing relationship.
Yeah, because then it's like adding pressure, and we know what happens when we get pressured. And when it's family, it's like so close to home and your heart, and you're like, I don't want to feel that kind of pressure, so let's just go with the flow.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good, and it's kind of beautiful that you do have the opportunity to like rebuild a friendship with them, a relationship, a family that is nice. You know?
It is nice.
Because you were just sick for so many years, and now it's like they have Zoe back, and it's hard, but you're like, I guess I'm reintegrating into the family again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like, it's not like I wasn't invited to family things when I was drinking, but like I would always ruin them. And they were always like looking out for me. They're always like looking at how much I was drinking and taking it away from me. And then I would like be sneaking a bottle in my grandparents' basement, you know, like it was just chaotic.
Yeah. These people all around us being like, where are you getting that? Like, literally. You showed up with no bag and somehow you are fucked out of your mind. Like, how is this happening?
I know, but like,
it's such a chaotic time.
So chaotic, but I'm gonna be 3 years sober in October, which is absolutely crazy.
Well, what did you just say to me before? You're like, I'm 16 days away from 1,000 days.
Yeah.
That is the most amount of time ever. Is 1,000 days 3 years? No. I was gonna try and do the math in my head, and my brain, can't do it. I heard myself in my head go, stop.
Absolutely not. But it's like a long time, and I just think that the more time I'm sober, the more time I like forget that was like my life. And I think that's another good reason to go to meetings. It's like there's always someone there that will like spark a memory like, oh yeah, that was fucking me.
Like some shit that we talk about, and like you'll say something and I giggle about it. Not because I think it's like nonchalant and funny. I'm like, there's only one way to handle this, and it's to laugh, because I've done that too. Like I've done the dumbest fucking shit. But I'm really proud of you, and I don't know if I've actually told you this, but I'm gonna get emotional.
Oh.
Why does that just happen to me? I can't handle this room. We have to move. I really do look up to you in sobriety. Like I think when we first met and I knew you were younger than me, I was like, oh fuck, she's younger than me and she's so ahead of me. And I think that's a big thing for me in life, like making sure that I'm as good or like better than everyone who's like around me. And like, so for the sobriety of it all, I almost felt like, and this is all me, right? This is just me as an addict. I'm like, oh, she's not gonna like respect or think I'm cool or anything because like she's so much more sober than I am. And like,
really? I'm not even that much more sober than you.
No, but I think like at the time, however many months I had, it just was astronomical how many more you had than me. And I was like, oh, she's gonna think that I'm just like baby sober and I'm not like, it's like, give it a year and then see how it goes. I just like felt judgment and none of it came from you. You were like, hey, how are you? I'm sober too. And I was like, she hates me. Like there's no reason. But the age thing was hard a little bit. I mean, you're only 4 years younger than me, but I was like, how is she? And then I was like, she got sober so fucking young. Like,
but I know people that got sober younger than me, which is like insane. Like, they got sober at like 20, 21.
Were you 20?
I was 23.
You were 23. Yeah. I was 28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was like turning 24 in like a month. So like technically 24, but I like to say 23.
I know one of my friends had a birthday in rehab and I was already out and I sent her an obnoxiously big bouquet of flowers. But yeah, I really do look up to you in sobriety, and it's really, really fucking nice to like have somebody.
I think, I like talking to people who are sober or trying to get sober, and when I met you I was like, oh my god, amazing. Like let's do this,
let's do everything together for the rest of our lives. And also
like you were cool and like talking about like your new profound like sexual experiences, and that's exactly what I was going through. And I was like, okay, I gravitate towards her. We don't even just have sobriety in common, but we have like, we want to be cool, exploring sexual women as well.
We were both single.
And having so much fun. So I think like I'm always gonna be there for you, like no matter what. Like, and I like want to help you when you're struggling, and I hope that you want to help me when I'm struggling.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Mom, I think about you all the time.
I
was like, how's she doing? Is she okay? And then you call me and you're just at the beach, and I'm like, she's fine. No, I fucking love to have a sober companion. I don't think, well, do you remember when it was in January. Yeah. We didn't meet in January, we had already met, but then in January you were like, let's go to the basketball game. And I was like, yes. I was like, okay, it's Jan 1st, we're making a list. And I was like, prioritize friendships. And I remember that first 2 weeks, Zoe, I was so tired. And we probably went to like a basketball game and 2 dinners. And like maybe I had a facial that week too. And I was like, I am exhausted. This is too much for me. But now
you're like into it. Like you have like expanded your capacity for
socializing,
really. Like, I know, like, the first year for you it was very important for you to, like, stay inside and not have, like, anything expose you.
Yeah.
But now I think that you're becoming safe enough to, like, go into these environments and feel safe, because why would you give up your sobriety?
Well, yeah, and that's what you said too, because I was like, are you not like craving when you're going to these raves or bars or clubs or whatever you're doing with your friends, like, and they're drinking around you? And you were like, well, no, that's the point of AA, kind of. It's like you can live and exist in the world and do everything you used to do, but sober. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that is true. And I'm just sitting in my bed, which is what I was doing when I was drinking. Yeah. So let's get outside. Let's
expand it. I think like you shouldn't go to a bar just to watch your friends drink. If you're going to a bar to watch a hockey game, or you're going to a club to listen to the music, or you like the DJ that's going to be at this place, or you're going for a friend's birthday that you want to like dance with. Yeah. There has to be like a genuine reason why you're going somewhere. Yeah. Or else it's just like you're going to this bar because you want to watch people drink. No, you're going to drink. Yeah. You know?
It's also very okay to say like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
And in my situation, I'm sure in yours too, if I told my friends like, I just don't feel up to it, there's gonna be drinking and I don't feel safe today. It's happened before. There was like a party and I was like, you know what, I feel so weird and I just like don't want to be around any alcohol today. And that's just me. And everyone was super respectful and I feel really good about that decision. And like you can say no, because even you, like, you're fine. Like I feel like you're so secure in your sobriety and like you go out and you do things, but like there could be a day too where you're just like, you know what, I don't feel like being around alcohol right now. Yeah. And it's fine.
Well, like for example, if that thing that happened to me in my personal life 2 weeks ago, if I was out with my friends and that person was calling me names like that through text, and I was out at a bar, oh fuck no. Like I would have to like have ran home, you know? I would have to like, I need to go home. You know, I can't be out in certain situations when I'm not 100%. Yeah. But for the most time nowadays, I am at 100%. Yeah, which is like amazing.
Yeah, take care of your addict friends, honestly. You don't have to be best friends with them, but when people get sober, it's difficult. Yeah. It's difficult to be sober. We're still addicts. We still have this like weird secret disease. Yeah. Don't yell at me, because yelling at me, that's what ignites it. So just like, and yes, of course, as a sober person, we're not perfect. We're going to say things that piss people off. Yeah. We're going to get in fights, but fucking also watch it. Yeah. Like, watch what you say to me about my character, because it's like...
Or, like, if you don't watch it, then, like, okay, then I get it. You don't care about me, and that's okay. Yeah. Like, it's cool. It's fine. I don't need to be friends with everybody. Like, I think I'm realizing that now. Like, it's just, like, another lesson that I'm realizing. I don't need to be friends with everybody just because I've been friends with them forever. Yeah. You know, I really don't need to. Yeah. If they're not serving me, if they're making me stressed and anxious, why am I going to hang out with you? Yeah. If I don't like what you said about me, why would I hang out with you?
No, you get to choose your friends.
That's what, I get to choose my friends now.
You get to choose everything.
I literally couldn't do anything. No. When we were at our
lowest, rock
bottom, I literally couldn't do anything. I was pissing myself left, right, and center.
Oh my God.
I couldn't even fucking use the bathroom.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. Whenever you say that we couldn't do anything, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to think of the things I could do. I'm like, I could basically just like walk 50 feet to the dog park.
My scalp was like scabbed because I didn't even know how to wash my hair properly.
Okay. Like, yeah. I will say this. Listening to your whole story, I think that like you walking to rehab by yourself, and then you go to the hospital and then your parents come get you, I just feel like that whole thing, thank fucking God you went when you did, because the way that it was so chaotic and no one really knew where you were feels to me like you had like a week.
I know.
I know that's so crazy, but it does feel like you were
and like
gonna end up under a streetcar.
Thank God that I did have the resources to go to this rehab. Yeah. Because if I had to like wait a week, I don't think I would have stayed sober for that week.
That's the other thing, right? It's like you make the call when your gut is like forcing you to make the call, and then you just go, okay, I've already done it. The money is transferred, and we're going. Yeah. thinking about it waiting. Even if I got in within 2 weeks, if I had to wait 2 months, I'd be like, girl.
Yeah.
I think that's a really scary time for people when they have to wait.
Yeah, because I think so too.
You're deciding whether you really want to stop. You're feeling shame. You're trying to stop. You're not. You don't have any tools.
You're scared to go to rehab.
It's
like
fucking scary.
I didn't even have time to be scared. I was just like, okay, fuck, I ended up here. Yeah. I made it. Jesus Christ.
I have a picture of myself going to rehab. Like, I have a picture of myself in my downstairs at my old place, the mirror for the elevator, and I was wearing all my giant clothes.
Yeah.
And I had like 3 bags with me, and my hair was in a bun. I'm like, going to rehab.
Oh my God.
God, it's crazy. I think I took a picture of myself like this.
Here I go. Wish me luck.
But I am really proud of you, and I am really grateful that you told that whole story. And I've learned so much. It's really wild. I just want to like go home and like hug baby Zoe and like take her back to Oakville and stay here.
Stay here. No, but like I said, like I think if I stayed in Oakville, I know my friend in Oakville started drinking in high school, and I know that I would have just like made a different excuse for it and just like kept drinking there and overdid it as well. The same thing I really do believe would have happened no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't blame my parents for moving me to Sarnia. Like it's not, I didn't start drinking because like that was just my one circumstance. If I would have stayed in Oakville, I'm sure the same thing would have happened.
Nature, nurture. It really, like, it's not always one. It's not always the other.
Yeah.
It probably would have got you. And
I think so.
Yeah. And some kids get moved to different cities and start over in 9th grade
and don't become an
addicts.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. It's like however you feel the trauma or however it affects you that turns you into an addict, it's all different.
Yeah.
You know? So interesting.
No, I was just like born to be a little monster.
I know. I still feel like you are a bit of a monster. In like a cute way.
I'm a cute monster.
She's
now,
a monster.
guys. Like either way, I know I would have drank and loved it. Because like
totally.
That's just what happened. Like
Whenever
I drank and I loved
it.
that feeling. That's why I started drinking so much, is because I loved that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you recreate that feeling at all? Or do you love a feeling? Is there a feeling you love to have? Is it sobriety?
I guess now, yeah. Or like just like I love going to bed when like I love myself, you know.
I love to wake up. I love to do skin.
Yeah. I just like love to do these things knowing that I can do them, and like having that confidence in myself is just like you can't.
There's so much
beat it.
There's so much fucking freedom in sobriety that we thought we were getting when we were drinking.
Yeah.
But it was just a prison of our own doing in our own mind. Like now this is freedom. Now I can just run around the world.
Now I can just run around the world naked.
This plant.
You hate
Got
that
to
plant.
move it out of the way. There was the Pride bike ride. Did you see any of those naked
No,
oldies?
I didn't. Did you?
No, but I think about them all the time. I think
Yeah.
about naked assholes on the bike seat. We do here in Toronto. We do a naked bike, naked bike marathon for Pride.
Yeah, I
To support nudists, I think.
I haven't done that.
I haven't done any Pride shit, by the way.
Oh.
What have you done this month to feel proud?
I went to Barry's with my gay friend Brandon,
That counts.
and he said Happy Pride, and I said Happy Pride.
Happy Pride to you too. And to all of you, happy Pride.
Happy Pride, babes.
And if you haven't tried it, how do you know you don't like it?
try it once.
This is Ariane told
Try
me.
it 1,000
Ariane
times.
told me that I have to stop looking at the camera and like going like that. She's like, it's not necessary.
No, that's how I yelled at my boyfriend last week. I was like, do you understand now? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get it?
Yeah, that's how I talk to people about politics. I'm like, so what you're saying, if I'm correct, and that's on that. Okay, well, Zoe, thank you so much for sharing your story. I love you so much.
I hope that wasn't too chaotic, guys. Like, it was a lot, but...
You know, we talked about this last week a little bit after my episode, and you were like, yeah, bitch, of course it's going to be chaotic. You were drunk the whole time. Or I was like, I couldn't remember the timeline, and you were like, yeah. You were unconscious during the timeline.
It's true.
But I think we figured out a nice timeline. I think we got it right in the bag. Okay. Love you.
Proud of you.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Girl Undrunk. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Girl Undrunk Podcast, and or send me an email at heather@girlundrunk.com.